Hi, it's Dan here from the European Personal Training Institute. So we're going to kick off the online PT Business Supremacy course at the very beginning, and that's going to be how to buy a domain name. So I know it sounds quite straightforward, but there are a few things that you need to look out for before you buy your domains. One of the questions I get asked quite a bit is, should you buy a domain with hyphens in it? And basically what that means is having a dash in your domain name. So really, ideally, you would buy a domain without it. So if your personal training company is called My Personal Training, best case scenario is you would just have My Personal Training. You can get one hyphen in now and it will still rank just fine in Google. So for example, you could do something like that. Anything more than one hyphen and you're going to struggle to rank in Google. It just doesn't look natural and Google just doesn't seem to like it. So avoid any more than one hyphen. One hyphen's fine, but if possible, just go straight domain without any hyphens in there at all. Something else as well, people often ask is, should they always go and try the .com or .co.uk? And personally, I always try and get the .com. If you're living in a country that has a personalised TLD like the UK, you could also do .co.uk, and that might be best. The other ones that do rank well in Google are .net and .org. So they're the ones really in that order I would choose. Try and avoid anything like .biz, .me, .info. You just don't see these websites ranking in Google. So, when you go to the Google search engine results, it's very rare, that, just an example, it's very rare that you see anything other than like a .org or a .com ranking. .nets do also rank, so .edu, so that's like an education site. Very rarely do you see any of these other sort of smaller TLD sort of rankings, so they're really not important, so try and avoid those if you can. So when you're buying your domain, you've really got three options you can choose from. Number one is buying a domain with your brand name in there. Number two is what we call a partial match domain, a PMD, and that basically means that one of your keywords is in your domain name. So just to give you an example, if you are a personal trainer in London, something like Get Fit London would be a partial match domain because you've got your town in there. So a partial match domain will contain either your location or your main service. So that would be one variation of a partial match domain. Another variation would be, say, personal trainer, say mypersonaltrainer.com. That would be another partial match because you've got the service in there, but you don't have the location. So you've got one of the two, location or your main service. And then the third option is an EMD, which basically means exact match domain. Okay, so that means you've got your location and your service. So just to give you an example, say personal trainer London, that would be an exact match domain because you've got your main keyword in there, your main service, which is personal trainer, and you've also got your location in there as well. So as we're going through this course, I'm actually going to recommend that you buy two websites. We're going to buy one branded, and then that's going to be your main site, and that's really going to be the site that we're going to sort of be pushing through your social networks, and really that's going to be your evergreen site. So that's site number one, that's going to be your main site, and then your second site is either going to be an EMD or a PMD, and it doesn't really matter which one you choose. but your second site is going to be like a lead generation site. So just like I was showing you in that last video, we're just going to try and put a blanket excuse me, over Google, and we're going to try and rank for as many keywords as we can. And for that, we're going to be using a PMD or an EMD. So you're going to pick up 2 domain names for this. So as we're going through the course, with your partial match domain or EMD, we're going to be playing a little bit outside of Google's terms and conditions. So your branded site is going to be your evergreen, and that's really going to be doing what Google wants you to do and playing well within their terms and conditions. Your second site, your lead generation site, we're just going to sort of stretch the boundaries a little bit. And you know, some people, you know, will say this is, you know, white hat SEO or black hat. So if you believe in that, then you know your brand site is going to be your white hat SEO site, and your lead generation site is going to be more sort of black hat. I don't really believe in white hat SEO and white and black hat. I just believe in what works and what doesn't. So just for the sake of this course though, we're going to actually do 2 just to keep you well safe and well within the boundaries. So your lead generation site, that's the one we're going to real sort of play with and sort of push out there. And your brand site, that's going to be the real sort of safe site that is well within Google's terms and conditions. And that's the site we're going to try and push into the maps. And your lead generation site is the one we're just going to rank for hundreds or even thousands of different keywords. So just a little caveat before we get started, any kind of SEO really is kind of outside Google's terms and conditions. Reason being is Google makes its money from ads. It actually makes 90% of all of its total revenue from its AdWords campaigns or ads in general. So just like I was showing you last week, the ads are at the top here, okay, and they're down the side. And really, some people say, okay, why don't Google just have all ads and no content? And the reason is because people don't go to Google to look at ads. They go there for more information, and they go there to find content. So it's just like a TV station. They need to put TV programs on, and then they'll put ad breaks in between those TV programs to make their revenue. Same with a magazine. They'll have articles and they'll put ads in to make their revenue. It's the same with Google. They need to have these free listings because this is what people use their website for. But really, this is how they make their money, and that's on the ads. So it's not in Google's interest to really have you ranking in the organic results, but they need you there. So they're always changing their algorithms. So basically Google is a maths problem. It's just millions of lines of code, and that's what they call the algorithm. And that algorithm is changing almost daily. So your rankings will sort of go, you know, up and down a little bit, and that's just their algorithms changing. That's kind of normal. So just to let you know at the beginning, SEO is not something you do once and then forget about and then you're going to be ranking forever. You do need to sort of keep on changing things and updating things and keep working on it. So, you know, it's a form of marketing, so you just need to sort of budget that into your time as well. So really your task for this week is going to be to buy your domains and to set up hosting. With your domains, I recommend a registrar called Namecheap, and I'll put a link in underneath the video for this. Reason I like this company is because they are one of the cheapest, but also they've got really good customer support, and you also get free Whois as well. So basically, free Whois basically hides your personal contact details. So you don't get annoying people sort of trying to contact you selling things over the phone. So that's one of the reasons I like Namecheap. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy 2 domains. So one domain is going to be your branded site. The second one is a PMD or an EMD. And we're going to be working on 2 sites simultaneously. So once you've bought your domains, then you just need to set up hosting. And you can buy this with Namecheap as well. But one of the ones I like to use is HostGator. I've been using them for quite a few years, and I've always, you know, had good customer service from them and good uptime as well. So once you once you've bought your domain, you're just going to buy a hosting, and it's usually around about $100 a year. Just look at different packages they got on. and you know, if you Google HostGator coupon, you might be able to find a good deal as well. So with the hosting, I've actually never set up my own websites. I've probably got over 400, and I've never learned, and I've never want to learn really. It's as a trainer and as a fitness business owner, it's really not in my best interest to be learning how to do that sort of fiddly stuff, not when you can hire someone to do it for 20-30 bucks for you. So you know, my time is best spent either training people or working on sales and marketing. So I'm not going to be sort of setting up and learning to set up websites. So what I do is usually I just go to a company like elance.com, and you can just hire a freelancer and they'll set it up for, you know, $20-30, and just tell them that you want a WordPress website. So that's important. So just make sure it's WordPress, and we can do a lot more with plugins and SEO if it's built on that platform. Okay, so that's it for today's video. Each module I'm going to try and keep within 10 minutes and 30 minutes, just so you're not grinding through different material. What we're going to be doing as well, if you've got any questions, just post them in the comment section below this video. And each week, if there's any questions in the comment box, I'll make a quick video just to follow up any of your questions and answer them as we're going through the course, just so you can sort of stay on top of the material as we're going. So yeah, if you've got any questions, post them in the comment section below, and yeah, I'll be back next week for another video.